What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today I have Speedroid. Now if I sound a little irritated, it's because I am a little irritated. Phone has been not very friendly today. However, I'm going to try and keep a positive attitude throughout the video. I also have a bomb stream coming later today, so if you guys are watching this, check to make sure I'm not live. If I am live, pause this video, check me out live, because I play a lot of fun games. At least I hope I do. And without further ado, I'm going to get into the video, starting us off in the monster lineup with 3 copies of Speedroid Car Turbo. Car Turbo is definitely one of the better cards in the deck. Not the best card, but it's definitely it's up there. It can special summon itself from the hand if you control a wind monster. And then you can banish it into Speedroid to give all wind monsters 800 attack until the end of the turn. Really solid card. Really like this card. It's a free level 3 tuner that you can special summon by simply just having a wind monster on your board. Then I'm on 3 copies of Speedroid Fukumidoshi Piper. Fukumidoshi Piper, when normal summoned, excavates cards off the top of your deck, equal to the number of wind monsters you control. On top of this, it can also banish itself from the graveyard to target a level 3 or higher, and reduce its level by 2. Then I am on 3 copies of Speedroid Take Tomborg. Take Tomborg, self-explanatory. If you control a wind, special summon it. You contribute it, summon any of your wind tuners from your deck. So you can summon Car Turbo from the deck. You can special summon Fukumidoshi from the deck, or you could special summon the next monster from the deck, which is definitely the more important monster of them all. One of your 3 copies of Speedroid Red-Eyed Dice. Red-Eyed Dice is your most important tuner in the entire deck. What does it do? When it's normal or special summoned, you can target one monster and call a level from 1 to 6, and you make that monster's level that level. You cannot target itself, but you can target anything else to help facilitate synchro plays of varying levels. Next, I'm on 2 copies of Speedroid Horse Stilts. Fun little fact, opening Horse Stilts plus Red-Eyed Dice is basically 2-card Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon or 2-card Baron de Fleur. Or you could go with the better option of playing, or of trying to find your Terror Top. And wouldn't you happen to know, Terror Top is a 1-card Baron or Crystal Wing, depending on what you're playing. Terror Top, really solid. If you control no monsters, special summon it from your hand. Then, whenever it's special summoned, you can add a wind monster from your deck to your hand. Also, Horse Stilts, whenever it's normal summoned, you can special summon a level 4 or lower from your hand. So, just really solid overall. Typically, you're going to go Terror Top into Tomborg. Tomborg summon itself. Tomborg tribute itself, summon Red-Eyed Dice, make Terror Top level 2, make the level 3 Speedroid Synchro monster. However, I'm going to continue on. I have 1 copy of Rubber Band Plane and 1 copy of Dendendaiko Duke. Rubber Band Plane, whenever you special summon a monster, except during the damage step, you can special summon it. And then Dendendaiko Duke can banish itself from the graveyard in order to summon a tuner from your graveyard or from your hand to your side of the field. Then I am on 2 copies of Marble Machine. Marble Machine is, or whenever it's normal summoned, it can add a Speedroid from your deck to your hand. So that is it for the Speedroid monsters we are currently on. Now let's move to our Speedroid spells and traps. We have 3 copies of Speedroid Scratch, which is search spell. It's basically Rhoda for the archetype, except it's Rhoda with a cost. You have to send a Speedroid card from your hand to the graveyard to add a Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Next, we have 3 copies of Speedroid Wheel. Spin the wheel, everybody. Speedroid Wheel. You discard a card, roll a 6-sided die, special summon Speedroid monsters from your deck equal to the result. And if you don't special summon, you lose life points equal to the result times 500. Next, we have 2 copies of Speed Recovery, which is Monster Reborn in the archetype. And that is it for the Speedroid spells. Moving on to the generic cards. Yep, that's it for all the Speedroid cards. All of that gone in 5 minutes. That's kind of quick. Next, I have 2 copies of Crossout Crusader, 1 copy of Called by the Grave. Very self-explanatory cards. They are to help you continue playing. Then I have 1 copy of 1 for 1 and 1 copy of Monster Reborn. Simply because, being able to recycle red-eye dice or having faster ways into red-eye dice is always welcome here. And then we move on to our hand traps. Starting us off, we have 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Again, a self-explanatory pick. This one's more here for cross out because Ash Blossom does kind of end our turn. So if you open cross out, that's why you're playing this. And then we're also on 2 copies of Nibiru, the Primal Being. Again, cross out target, but it's also good when we're going second. And then we have 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. And all of these are self-explanatory. They're mainly here for cross out targets, but they're also good when we are forced to go second. And now we're going to move to the extra deck. Starting us off in the extra deck is 3 copies of High Speedroid Cork Shooter. I normally don't play multiples of extra deck monsters unless the extra deck monster is just that good. High Speedroid Cork Shooter is beyond that good. This card fixes a lot of issues in the deck. So, what does it do? Well, whenever it's synchro summoned, you get to pick one of 2 effects. You can add a Speedroid spell or trap from your deck to your hand, or you can go with the broken option of if all materials are still in the graveyard, you can special summon them. Yeah, that's it. Doesn't negate their effects, doesn't get rid of itself to do this. No, it just says, yeah, summon them back. It's a level 3 tuner synchro monster, guys. This card is broken. This card is so good. I just wish that Speedroid was good enough to be able to take advantage of this. Which, technically it is. This card is part of your combo to make Crystal Wing or Baron de Fleur. And then I am on 1 copy of Kite Drake. Kite Drake is essentially either, Dark Hole or it's Dark Ruler no more. Whenever it's summoned, you can destroy all other cards on the board, or whenever it's summoned, you can negate all the effects of face-up cards your opponent controls. Not just their monsters, but all face-up cards they control. So, pretty good card nonetheless. It's good for going second. It's really good if you make it without, committing too much. And then we have 1 copy of High Speedroid Chambara. Chambara, again, this one has just been you have to play it if you're playing Speedroids, in my opinion. This is also a target for something else in the deck that I will get to towards the end of the extra deck, because it's a Link monster. Then I am playing 1 copy of High Speedroid Clearwing Rider. High Speedroid Clearwing Rider is probably one of the best boss monsters in the entire deck. That is a Speedroid monster by name. So what do I mean by this? Well, during your main phase, you can roll a 6-sided die, put back wind monsters up to the result, and then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the cards shuffled back into the deck. And then this card gains 500 attack for each card destroyed by its effect. Then it has a quick effect to tribute itself to target up to 2 level 7 synchro wind monsters in your graveyard and special summon them to your side of the field. So this card can dodge out of effect negation, This card can get up to some really high attack points. This card can get big. Granted, it is until the end of the turn, I believe. Yes, until the end of the turn. But that is insane. It just, like, it does a lot for the archetype, but it also doesn't do a lot, you know? Well, I say it doesn't do a lot. It does so much. It puts back your Terror Top. It puts back Red-Eyed Dice. It puts back anything that you need in the extra deck. It puts back everything and gets rid of a lot of your opponent's cards and gets really fucking big. Then I'm on one copy of Stellar Wind Wolfrayet. Wolfrayet is in here because he's actually not bad either. This is something you can make just in, like, if you don't have enough gas to get through like the whole make Crystal Wing Baron combo and whatever, you can make this and sit on it. And this card gains 300 attack every time something is activated, or anytime a card or effect is activated. Or no, a monster effect is activated. And then when it hits 4,000 attack, it gains a quick effect to put itself back in the extra deck, and then shuffle all monsters your opponent controls back into the deck. This card is probably one of the best forms of a board wipe in here because it's non-targeting, non-destruction removal that doesn't send stuff to the graveyard. So, really good card, and it could be a 4K beater if you opt not to use that effect. Then we're on our Wing Synchro Dragons, starting with Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, and Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. All of these have a very fine place in this archetype, or in this deck. Crystal Wing being a monster negate that also honors itself against anything that was special summoned and is a level 5 or higher, or Clear Wing Synchro Dragon being, a targeting effect negation. And then you have Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, which can, I guess, be just best of both worlds, but also not be best of both worlds. What does it do? Well, let me tell you. Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon has the effect that when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can make it unaffected by that monster's effect, and then it gains attack equal to the monster's attack. But it's also a spell or trap negate, and whenever this card goes to the graveyard, you can add a wind monster from your deck to your hand. This card does a lot. It does a lot. It has a lot of text on it, but when you sum it up to that I mean, it's just a let me be unaffected by opponents' monster effects. Let me negate a spell or trap my opponent controls. Let me just tell my opponent, oh, you got rid of me? Well, now I have follow-up for the next turn. This card does a lot. I love this card to death. Then I have one copy of Clearwing Fast Dragon, because Clearwing Fast Dragon is a extra deck monster negate. And then we are also on Wind Pegasus at Ignister, because it can bounce stuff back to the hand. And then we have one Stardust Charge Warrior, because it draws you a card. If you do have the money to buy a Baron, I would highly recommend probably cutting Charge Warrior out over Pegasus. But if you want to cut the Pegasus, you can cut the Pegasus. Both of these are cuttable for a Baron slot, and I would recommend it highly. Then I am on one copy of High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter. Rubber Band Shooter has the effect that during the main phase, after its effect resolves, you can immediately normal summon a monster. And then you can banish a Wind Synchro monster from your extra deck to reveal Speedroid monsters from your deck, or up to 2 Speedroid monsters from your deck whose levels equal the level of the Synchro monster. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to your hand, and then the other one goes to the graveyard. So this is probably the main way I'm going to be putting Den Den Daiko Duke in the graveyard, other than sending it to the graveyard off of Speedroid Scratch if I open with the Daiko Duke. And then we are on one copy of Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess. And that, my friends, is it for the deck profile today. I am sorry there's no side deck. I did not have the time to put a side deck together, and I also didn't have the sleeves to sleeve up said side deck. However, if I was to recommend a side deck, I would recommend putting in Ghost Second cards, probably the third copy of Nibiru, Dark Ruler No More, and plenty of other Ghost Second cards you could think of. And with that being said, that is it for the deck profile. So if you guys did enjoy this deck profile, let me know down in the comments below if you enjoyed it, what you would change about the deck, and I promise I will try to get back to all the comments as best I can. And if you guys have any deck suggestions, also leave those down in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Or if you keep coming back and you're not subscribed, let's consider changing that. My goal is 150 subscribers before July 6th of this year. That is my birthday. I want to hit 150 subscribers before my birthday this year. And if we do hit that, I have a special deck profile in store for that. And with everything being said, make sure I'm not live. If I am live, come say hi. Let me know what you guys thought of the deck profile live. And let me know if you guys would love to see combo videos or test hand videos live, or maybe even some live duels. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the stream or in the next video. Peace out, guys.